Rabbi Dee, speaking for myself, I shed tears during your eulogy at the funerals. The entire nation of Israel, I think, did. We've seen much tragedy in this country, including this year. But your family's tragedy impacted people so deeply. Why do you think that is?
It's a very good question. I don't really know what struck the chord, but I think that in the Torah there's a concept that one is an individual, two is the minimum of plural of a group, and three represents almost the nation. So I think when some tragedy like this happens to three people, it affects the whole nation. It's symbolic of the nation as a whole.
I saw the people of Efrat were standing in the square. They embraced your family. The Shiva is now passed. Are they still embracing your family?
It's incredible. I mean, the response from my neighbors and my friends has just been unbelievable. We had thousands of people come through the Shiva. When we drove from the house to the cemetery, we had to drive through about 4 or 5 kilometers of Efrat, which is very long and thin, and we had thousands of people on the streets with waving Israeli flags. It was very emotional for all of us to see that, just the huge turnout. And it was a turnout that King Charles would be proud of at his coronation. I don't think he'd have such a turnout. The love that they've shown us has sort of reflected back, and there are so many projects going on around the world now in memory of Lucy and Maya and Rena that are affecting so many people's lives. That's like a cycle of love.
I think part of it, though, is because of Rabbi Dee's positivity. The message that you're sending is striking a responsive chord among so many people, don't you think?
I think that I've tried to understand why I responded this way, and I think it's because human beings can be looked at from two perspectives, the physical and the spiritual. And from a physical perspective, we've lost three beautiful ladies, my wife, who I loved for 25 years, two daughters. And if I think about the loss, it's devastating. However, from a spiritual perspective, I look at it in a slightly different light. I say that 15 years ago, Rena's light was lit. 20 years ago, Maya's light was lit. And 48 years ago, Lucy's light was lit. And those candles have lit other candles, and those candles that they've lit have lit other candles. And there's been a spreading of light through their lives. And at moments like this, when the whole world embraces you, and people are telling you stories about how your wife impacted somebody who impacted somebody, and it comes back to you, and you realize that the impact that they had in their very short lives was so great, that fills me with great comfort, and makes me feel that these short lives were really, from a spiritual perspective, very, very long lives. I think that we should be very proud of what we have here. I think that we, first of all, have shown through this period how we are one people, because people have come together from all walks of life. I mean, the religious and the non-religious, the left and the right, Jews are from outside of Israel, Jews within Israel. We're one people, and I think we've shown that connection at this point. So we are stronger than ever. And as far as Israel as a country is concerned, as you know, it's booming economically and in so many different areas, and morally as well. It's building irrigation around Africa. It's the best country at preserving water in the world, and it's teaching that technology to so many other countries.
You and your country made this country your home. You're still recommending it as a place for your friends and Jews from the diaspora?
There's only one place to live as a Jew, and it is in Israel. And if Lucy were able to sort of shout out from heaven, she would say, absolutely right, I wouldn't have it any other way. Karen, Talia, and Yehuda have to stay here, they have to build their homes here, they have to have their children here, and they have to build up this country to make it even stronger. And my message to some of the American rabbis that came, who are tremendous rabbis who inspired me through my whole life, was now is the time for you to come and to bring your communities and to settle in Israel. Because there's never been a better time. I'm a terrible advert for that, obviously, from what's happened to me. But as I said on CNN the other night, statistically, the amount of terror in this country is less than the amount of stabbings on the streets of London. And unfortunately, the statistics didn't help me. But if you look beyond if you look beyond my particular situation, it's the safest country to live. We love the fact that kids can come back at night here, 2, 3 in the morning. We're not worried about who they're mixing with. We're not worried about who would be in the streets at that time of night. They're extremely safe, and it's a wonderful place to bring up kids.
Rabbi, stay positive and be blessed.
Thank you.